Imagine waking up one morning and the country you live in has basically decided that they are done with democracy. No vote, no warning, just vibes. And by vibes, I mean faith. Today's story involves stolen elections, silent voices, missing billions of dollars, and a man whose name still make Nigeria go like God forbid. In today's episode, we are talking about General Sani Abacha. So get a drink, get comfortable, and trust me, this is dark. Welcome to Nigeria Untold, because history isn't just always about sunshine and jollof. Before we get into the story, we need to talk about the vibes of Nigeria in the 1990s. Everybody was tired, the country was shaky, the economy was a mess. But there was something that gave people hope. June 12, 1993 election. People came out in masses. Nigerians voted. And for the first time, Nigeria was united. And MKO Abiola won. It felt like a change might happen, but the election was cancelled. There was no explanation, no reason, just cancelled. And Nigeria became crazy. Protests here and there, pressure mounted, and Babangida resigned. After General Babangida stepped aside, he handed over the government to interim government led by Ernest Shoneka. And that was when General Sani Abacha stepped out of the shadow. Now, Abacha wasn't charismatic. He didn't do dramatic speeches. He didn't need to shout. In fact, he was the kind of man that doesn't rush because he knew time was on his side. One day, Nigeria had an interim governor, and the next, Abacha was like, no, not on my watch. On November 17, 1993, Abacha removed the interim government and took power. He suspended democracy like a bad Netflix show. Now you might be wondering, was there another election? No election. Everything happened under the military rule. And overnight, Nigeria changed. From that moment on, people lived in what Nigeria described as living in fear. Abacha suspended democracy. He suspended democratic structures. He ruled by decree. If Abacha didn't like something, it disappeared, including people. Under Abacha, speaking wasn't bravery, it was risk assessment. Fear became normal. Journalists stopped speaking, people became afraid, friends were not safe, nowhere was safe. Everybody lived in fear. Silence became survival. And then there was MKO Abiola, the man Nigerians believed to have won the June 12, 1993 election. In 1994, MKO Abiola declared himself president. And what did Abacha do? Abacha said, off with his head. I'm kidding, he didn't say that. But he said, arrest him. MKO Abiola was arrested. And like I said, all this was done under the military rule. No trial, just straight to jail. And MKO Abiola stayed there for years. Now, we have his wife, Kudirat Abiola. She became the voice. She refused to be silent. She protested. She was everywhere, talking against the government. So, in 1996, she was assassinated in broad daylight. In Lagos, she was shot in her car. And the message was clear. Speak and pay the price. And Nigerians got the message clearly. But if there was one moment that turned Nigeria into a global pariah, it was Ken Saro-Wiwa. Ken Saro-Wiwa was a writer, an environmental activist. He was a voice for Ogoni people who were suffering from massive environmental destruction due to oil exploration. He spoke out and Abacha regime arrested him. He was tried in a military tribunal. In 1995, Ken Saro-Wiwa and 8 other Ogoni activists were executed. The whole world was horrified. Nigeria was sanctioned and suspended from the Commonwealth. And while Nigerians were living under fear, while activists were dying, while politicians were rotting in jail, money was disappearing. A lot of money. Now this is where we talk about the Abacha loot. It is believed that Abacha and his associates stole between $2 billion and $5 billion allegedly. And now let me say that again, a billion with a B. That's a whole lot of money. Funds were reportedly transferred from the Central Bank of Nigeria to foreign accounts. And the wildest part is that Nigeria is still recovering the fund till now. It's been decades since then, and every few years you see a headline saying Abacha loot recovered, and it's honestly insane when you think about it. Now let's talk about the day people still argue about in Baba's shop, wedding, and even in the kitchen. June 8th, 1998, the day Sani Abacha died. Now the official report is that he had heart attack, but the unofficial report ranges from eating an apple, a poisonous apple given by a woman, spiritual intervention, divine intervention, death by killing. There have been many theories to the death of Abacha, and till now we still don't know the real truth about the death of Abacha, and we will never know the real truth about his death. But what matters is that he slept and never woke up, and the iron grip he had on Nigeria lived in, and General Abiola took over. Political prisoners were released. Ken Saro-Wiwa was gone. Kudirat Abiola was gone. Then shortly after, MKO Abiola died in custody, just as Nigeria was easing into democratic regime. By 1999, Nigeria returned to democracy, but the damage was a lot. The damage, the distrust, still here. And the Abacha regime left a scar that Nigeria continues to heal from. It became a warning and a reminder of what happens when power goes unchecked. The Abacha era isn't just history, it's a lesson. A reminder that silence doesn't always mean peace, and order doesn't always mean justice. If you are new here, this channel exists to tell the story that shaped Nigeria, especially the uncomfortable one. Thank you for hanging out with me on this episode of Nigeria Untold, because history isn't always sunshine and jollof. If you've liked this episode, please share and talk about it. Until next time, stay curious, stay aware, and never forget.